The CMI suite is a SCADA software composed basically by 4 modules. The DB Creator that reads a JTX file and creates the application database. The CMI Studio that concludes the database generation, creating the screens of the man-machine interface. The CMI Runtime, which is the program that monitors the panel by itself. The CMI COM Viewer that is used as a communication support tool. On this video, we will be presenting the general characteristics of these program modules using one application example. The example presented is a Detectomat 3004 panel with 2 loops and 8 modules according to the picture. The Loop 1 has 3 modules in 3 distinct zones, and Loop 2 has 5 modules in 4 zones. Now, we will create and run this example, considering that there is a JTX file called demo. When the DB Creator is activated, it opens a window. Do the following steps to create an application from an empty database. Select Add Regional, write the regional description. Select Add System, write the panel description. Identify the JTX project path file. Press Create. On the example, it will be created the application database. Press Exit to finish the program. Run CMI Studio to finish the application, defining the communication channel and the process screens. Observe that all the Detectomat monitoring points were created and are hierarchically organized in Building 1. To create the channel, use the right mouse key over the channel item on the project tree. Select Add Channel and define the channel parameters. Select Add IED and define the IED parameters. To create new process screens, select New on the screen item of project tree. Define the general screen parameters and press OK. The DB Creator associates each Detectomat module and panel element with an existing visual object library. So to include these modules on a new screen, just define their basic position on the screen, select them all and select Create Visualization. When activated, the CMI runtime will ask the identification and the password of the user. By default, there is the user called Super with password S, which is an administrator and can do everything. After the user has been logged, the main process screen is opened. On this application, there are 4 process screens. The Start screen has the company's logo and one hotspot object that jumps to the first floor plan screen. The first floor plan screen is divided in 3 main areas. The first one is the CMI default menu on the top of the screen. This menu is optional and can be hidden depending on the user access profile. The second area is a subscreen with Detectomat panel general information. The third area has the first floor plan with 8 Detectomat modules. Pressing the right mouse key by default shows a menu that allows access to detailed information. On this example, associated to each Detectomat visual module, there is one Visual Basic script that does a search of current alarms and events on the module zone. On the right side of the screen, after the floor plan, the 7-zone status is presented. The General Panel Status Information screen presents the status of the panel variables. There are 40 variables. The legends present the symbols associated to each Detectomat module state. Besides the process screens, there are parameter screens generated automatically. On the top of the screen, there are shortcut buttons to the main functions of the CMI runtime. In the application example, the following shortcuts will be presented. Process screen, which shows all the screens. Current alarms, daily events, event search, operation summary, acknowledge, silence beep, project tree, and variable summary. On the top of the shortcuts buttons, there is a menu with all the runtime functionalities available. In this application example, 3 of them will be explained. Action, Register Operator. Edit, Access Profile. Edit, User. These parameter screens are described as follows. The current alarm screen shows the alarms that are present on the system right now. The background and text alarm colors are configured on CMI Studio considering the alarm priority level. The information columns are optional. On the top of the screen, there are a set of buttons and combo boxes that filter alarms and execute some of the operator actions. The Daily Events screen shows the events of the day. Events are all alarms, operation actions, and significant changes on variable states. On the left side of the screen, a letter identifies the origin of the event. Like an alarm screen, the columns are optional and there are buttons and combo boxes to implement filters and operator actions. The Event Search screen accesses the historical database. It has 4 tab folders that make available a complete search tool. Observe that the Variable tab folder is available in several parameter screens. The operator summary presents all operators' actions. As the alarm and the events, the columns are optional and there are buttons and combo boxes to implement filters and operator actions. When a visual object changes its state, It blinks until the operator opens the screen and presses Acknowledge. Alarms and events can be associated to different sounds, and the silence beep button must be pressed to stop it. The project tree screen presents the hierarchical application database. A double click over a leaf opens the variable detailed window. The variable summary screen allows the visualization of the main parameters of a selected group of variables. A double click over a line opens the variable detailed window. It's possible to inhibit and enable groups of variables that, for example, are in maintenance. Editing the access profile allows to select all the system functions that the profile will be able to access and save with a name like operator, supervisor, maintenance engineering, etc. Editing users allows to enter the user's dataset and associate each user to an access profile. As an example, let's change the user to Opper. The shortcut changes and the Opper doesn't have access to the start screen. When the SPPCOM is activated, it opens a window with two areas divided by a vertical line. On the left side, there is a project tree with two items, a channel and hierarchical database points of the project. On the right side of the window, there are 6 tab folders presenting different information. The project tree has two items, the channels of the application with their IEDs and the hierarchical project database that, in the example, shows Building 001 with 8 groups corresponding to Panel 001 and Zone 1 to 7. The tab folders will be presented as follows. The first tab folder is the status. It presents the current value or state of the variable selected on the hierarchical database tree of the application. The second tab folder is the events. It has the 500 last events of the day. The third tab folder is the simulator. It allows to simulate a selected group of variables of the process that are moved to simulation area according to selected parameters. If we select a group of variables to be simulated, on tab folder status we can see their value being changed. The fourth tab folder is the settings. It presents a summary of all application channels. The fifth tab folder is the message list. It presents the hexadecimal messages exchanged between CMI runtime and the selected channels. The sixth tab folder is the monitor channel. It presents details of the communication between CMI runtime and one selected channel.